Gonna try, gonna try, gonna try. Work till I die, till I die, till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream.
Hi my lovely Frosty fam, it's me, Karen Frost, here at Nail Decadence, and I've got a little haul from the lovely people at Born Pretty. They sent me some goodies to play with, which I'm ever so grateful for. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a play. If you're interested in getting any of the products, the links are in the description box, and you can use my code if you so wish to get a discount, as you saw it's flashed up on the screen there. But yeah, I really enjoy getting these little packages because it makes me have to really think about a design. Do you know what I mean? Because I never know what I'm going to get, and I get these bits and I'm like, right, I'm going to have to make a design out of these. What can I do? It's a bit of a challenge. Quite enjoy it. So thank you ever so much, lovely people at Born Pretty. I'm really enjoying playing with your products, and they're actually really good quality. I wouldn't show them to you guys if I didn't, and I am happy to use them on my own fingers too. So yeah, I'll never show you something that I'm not prepared to spend money on or use myself personally. So yeah, I will be using Handolly in this one though, because I wasn't quite ready to do my nails. But anyway, so these are the bits that they sent me. As you can see, loads of different bits. I did use this rhinestone glue in the video, however I forgot to press record when I was using it to attach the pearls, but you'll see that later on. Unfortunately, yeah, but I did use this glue to attach the pearls, just so you know. But yeah, totally forgot to press record. But anyway, this little glue thing is really quite handy because they send you with a very precise pin type applicator, and then you get that little rubber thing to act as the cover for it, so it doesn't, you know, all come out when you don't want it to. Really quite handy. I quite like this little bottle. It's very clever. So that has to be cured under a UV or LED lamp. Remember, it's not a glue, it's a gel glue. So just remember that. So yeah, all these little bits and bobs. I'm not going to play with all of them for the design, but I will try them out. So here we are with the red gel paint. I thought, oh, let me see how this draws, because it's a drawing gel. Let me see how it applies, because some gels can be thick and not so easy to manipulate, and are quite raised off the surface. So I wanted to give this one a try to see how it applies, and it's actually really quite smooth. It's not too thick, so you can get fine lines with it. Yeah, it's not like really raised off the nail either. It's quite flat. It goes on really smoothly. As you can see, I'm just creating a very basic design, but yeah. And even though I've got shaky hands, you know what I'm like. So I do have to make some of the lines a bit wider to give it a bit more definition. But you can see I did get some fine lines going there as well. Obviously, that also depends on the pressure you put on the brush as well, and how thick your brush is. This brush is also from Born Pretty, and it's a really good little detailer. It's got lots of flexibility in it, so I do like using it. But yeah, look at that. It goes on really nicely. So yeah, get a thumbs up from me on this drawing gel. It's really nice to work with. Happily surprised with that, definitely. Thought I'd just add a few dots just to make it a bit more, just give it a bit more. Add a few more lines, a few more dots. There we go. Now I'm happy with it. So that's just like a basic butterfly pattern. It's nothing, you know, exciting, but it's nice to try it out. So I wanted to see if it was tacky or not, whether it was needed top coating, because some drawing gels are tack free and they don't need top coating, but this one was slightly tacky, so I did go in and use a top coat, a tack free top coat over the top to secure that design. And now I'm going to try out the cat's eye, because I wanted to know what it looked like. So I thought, you know what, let me try it on a clear tip, display tip, do a little play with the magnet on it, and then I can put it, because it's clear, I'll show you in a minute after I've cured it. Once I've cured that, I will actually come back to it in a minute. Let me play with this 5D gel first, and then I'll show you about the magnet bit at the end. So this drawing gel is nice, but those bits, I will say, the bits got stuck in and blocked the what's it called, the nozzle. So I did have to use a little pinhead dotting tool to push down into the nozzle to sort of dislodge the black shards. Some of them are a bit bigger than some, so yeah, it can block the nozzle, so just bear that in mind. I know that they do have other 5D gels, and not all of them have the shell black type pieces in it. This is the eggshell one, so it has the black little pieces in it, but not all of them do. Some of them are just plain, so bear that in mind. Sometimes the little shards can get stuck in the nozzle, so you know, it can be an issue if you don't want to faff around trying to clear the nozzle. But I cleared the nozzle and it was fine. Anytime because you'll notice when it's blocked, because you'll squeeze and then nothing will come out, and you'll squeeze harder and still nothing comes out, and then you know, no, the nozzle's definitely blocked. Anyway, on to the back to the magnetic gel. And as you can see, because I put it on a clear display tip, I can put it over colours and sort of get an idea of what it would look like over colours, rather than just putting it on a black tip. You can put it over anything then, and yeah, see what it looks like over colours, because you don't have to just do cat's eye magnet polish on black. You can do it on other colours, and that's what I intend to do in this video. So as you can see, I am sizing up the gel tips from Born Pretty on my lovely Handolly. If you're interested in getting yourself a realistic silicone practice hand, I love my Handolly. You're welcome to use my code. It's Frost10 at handolly.co.uk. You're welcome to use it, but obviously you don't have to, and it's an affiliate code, just so you know. Anywho, so I'm sizing up the tips. You want the tips to be sidewall to sidewall, and I'm going to use this solid tip gel that it's called to attach them. So I'm just giving them a wipe over with some rubbing alcohol to make sure that they are totally dust free and clean, and then I'm going to use just a cuticle tool, use the spade part of the cuticle tool to pick up some of that gel. It's a very thick consistency, but it's not hard. It's really hard to explain. It's quite easy to work with. It's deceiving. It looks like it's going to be really hard to press onto the nails, but it really isn't. I forgot to do the base coat first, so that's what I'm doing now. I've just put that tip down because it's not going to run anywhere, because it's that solid gel. So I've put that tip down and just going to do my base coat. Very thin layer of base coat. Always remember, base coats need to be very thin. They can heat spike, so always keep the base coat very, very thin. Cure that for 60 seconds, and now I can go ahead and apply the tip. Now I've only put a little bit of the solid gel in this tip, and I just want to see how it flows, because it's the first time I'm trying it, and it flowed really well, but I felt it could need just a little bit more, so I just removed that. It's easy to manipulate. You can remove it and pull it off, and then manipulate the solid gel back into the tip and do it again. It's not a problem. It doesn't affect it anyway. So I've just prepared my little LED lamp on the side there, turned it on ready so that I can flash cure. So I press that tip on, make sure that the gel flows down and reaches the free edge of the nail. Make sure the nail is nicely secured and flush to the natural nail, so that it's not like there's no gaps on the side or anything. And then I'll flash cure that in place. It actually stays well in place before you flash cure it, because of the thickness of the gel itself. It does actually stay in place really quite well. So I was happy with that, because sometimes if you're using a thinner gel, when you let go of the tip, it can rise back up, and you'll need to actually keep hold of it and keep holding it down whilst you flash cure. This one I didn't have to, and as you can see, I just used the other side of the cuticle tool to get any of the product that has squished out the sides, and it doesn't move, it stays there. I'm really impressed with this stuff, really impressed. The way it stayed there when I was scraping around the sides, and I didn't have to hold on to it as I scraped because it didn't move. It was like, yeah, I like this. Flash cure that in place. Really enjoyed using this. I will give it a try on my nails for sure, because it made this process really nice and easy. There wasn't too much squishing out, and what did squish out, as you can see, just take that cuticle tool, pick it up, and just check that it's still on, because I did scrape it a little bit roughly there. But yeah, it's on. And as I flash cured that one, I was testing the other one. I was like, yeah, no, that is on. That is on. It's not moving anywhere. Really nice to work with. I love little surprises like this, when you know you're not sure on how a product's gonna perform, and it performs really well, and you're like, ooh, hello, I like you. So that's a bonus for me, because I'm always interested in finding something that's going to make my life easier. Because I know it makes things harder for myself sometimes. So yeah, getting these products to try has been awesome, because I'm like, ooh, yeah, this is going to make my life so much easier when I'm applying full tips, because I've got hooked nails, so applying full tips can be a pain in the bottom. But yeah, having this stuff is going to be awesome. I just whizzed over the nails with a bit of rubbing alcohol, just in case there's any tacky layer on the sides or underneath where the gel squished out, kind of thing. So just in case there's any tackiness there, I just went over it. And then I'm just going to use a hand file to slightly shape the nails. Not really, they don't really need a lot of shaping, but you can see on like the very free edge there's some little hangy bits, little sharp bits hanging off. So yeah, just getting off little bits like that, really, just making sure that the tip is totally in line with the natural nail, nothing's hanging over, and making sure the tip doesn't have any bits hanging off it. Not a lot to filing to do. And then I'm going to make the cuticle area nice and flush to the nail, and I should have changed this bit sooner. As you can see, I'm just using a diamond bit, and it's taking forever to get through the gel, because it's not that coarse, it's quite fine, this one. And because of the gel tip, it's not thick, but it is thick, if that makes sense. It's taken a long time for me to get through it with this thing, and I don't know why I'm still pursuing with it on the next nail, even though the first one took me ages. Well, I say ages, you can see it's not taking that long, but longer than I would like to have to go over a cuticle area. So I finally got the brainwave to actually use another bit. So this is a fine carbide bit that I'm using to go around the cuticle area, and it just whizzes off the gel tip a lot quicker, as you can see, making it nice and flush to the natural nail. Be careful when you're doing this, you do not want your tip, your e-file bit, to come into contact with the natural nail, because you will get demarcations and you'll get lines of fire, and you don't want that. So be careful around that cuticle area, make sure you're not digging into the natural nail. And then I switched my bit to a sanding band, and I'm just going to go over the surface of the nail to remove the shine, because I will be gel polishing over it, and gel doesn't like to stick to shiny things, so we just need to remove the shine. We're not filing the nails down, we're just removing the shine from the nail tips so that the gel polish will stick on top of it and not peel off, because I don't want it to peel off. After you spend all that time gel polishing, the last thing you want is for it to start peeling off. So do give it a good old thorough whiz over with your sanding band, or you can use a hand file, of course, to just whiz over the surface and just scratch it up a little bit, remove the shine, so that your gel's got something to really grip onto. That's it, done. Remove the dust. That's so much quicker than any other process. I'm telling you, it's so cool. I did wipe over the nails with some rubbing alcohol as well, just to remove any last bits of the dust. And now I'm going to use that purple colour. It's also from Born Pretty, of course. I'm going to be doing a French design on this one, so it's quite handy about having the solid gel, is that because it's a sort of cover peach type of colour, you can use it as, you know, the start of your French design, because the tips are clear, so you don't actually have to paint on the extended nail bed. It's there ready for you, you just have to French around it, which is really quite handy. So that's what I'm going to do, use it to my advantage. What's the point in painting on another nail bed colour when I've already got one there good to go? So that's what I did. Just used a fine liner striper brush and yeah, paint around the cuticle area as neat as I can with my shaky fingers, and then fill in the rest of the nail tip using the brush from the bottle. And then I've gone to the index finger and I'm painting a nice thin layer of the gel polish on that one. I'd rather do 2 thin layers of polish to get full coverage than do one thick one that could wrinkle and not cure all the way. So I take the brush and first apply it to the middle of the nail, and then once I've deposited some of the product there, then I go towards the cuticle area and I bounce my brush and turn my brush wherever which way it needs to go to get that cuticle area nice and neat, trying not to get it on the skin because it's not good for skin. These products are made for nails, not skin, so try and avoid the skin as much as possible. But if you do get it on the skin, don't panic, just get just a small brush, like they're just like 3D flower type brushes, you know, just little square brushes like this one, and get some rubbing alcohol or some acetone and just get that gel polish off the skin. And then once you've totally finished the nails, you can then wash the hands with soap and water, and then you can cuticle oil and whatnot. So yeah, just products do not belong on skin, just remember that. Just try and avoid it, not good. The allergy from nail products, it's people are getting more and more because of overexposure, because of sloppy work. So yeah, you want to avoid it as much as possible. Obviously Handolly's not going to get allergic, but you still want to treat her like she's a human, so that when you are working on a human, you don't make errors, you know. So again, using that striping brush to neatly go around that French design, and then using the brush from the bottle to fill in the rest of the nail, get it nice and smooth and even. And then I will go ahead and paint the second coat on to the other nails, as you can see. So whilst I'm doing that, let's have a chat. How are you? I hope you're all doing well. I'm surviving. I'm not going to go into it too much. You all know what's gone on. So yeah, I'm still having a lot of bad days, but today's not so bad. So I'm doing my voiceover. I'm just taking each day as it comes, sometimes hour by hour, minute by minute. But yeah, it's a process. There's a lot going on, and yeah, I'm just trying to get through as best I can. So thank you for all the well wishes and the prayers and the, you know, good vibes. I really appreciate it. You guys lift my spirits so much, and yeah, I just adore you all. Thank you all so much for the support and the love that you've sent my way. It was needed and very much appreciated. So yeah, just want to say thank you to you all. Anywho, how are you? What are you doing? Been up to anything? How's it going? You enjoying the summer? Summer's nearly over. Oh, I can't believe how fast it's gone. My son will be back at school soon. Oh, it's insane how fast it's gone. Oh, as you can see, what I'm doing, I'm whizzing over the nails before I put them in the lamp, the reason I do that, go back over them, is so that if any of the gel polish is pulled at the sides or the free edge, that will remove the excess there, so I don't lose the shape of the nails. That's why I go over afterwards, just so you know. So I'm going to use this 5D gel, and I'm squeezing, and it's starting to get harder to squeeze, and that's where the nozzle has become clogged, and I'm squeezing, and I'm like, no, so it's not coming out, what's going on? And then I realized, no, it's clogged. So unfortunately the camera stopped recording, but what I did, as I mentioned in the beginning, was I took that little dotting tool that you can see just in frame there, and I pushed it down into the nozzle to dislodge the piece of black, whatever that is. It dislodged it, and then I was able to use it again. But unfortunately I didn't realize that the camera had stopped recording until I was right at the end doing that last bit by the cuticle. But you can see what I've done. I've just done a general shell type of pattern with the gel. And because it's the 5D gel, it stands up off the nail really high, so you get that really dramatic shell effect, which is really cute. I liked how this nail came out, not gonna lie, because if you're using like a thick builder gel, you'd sometimes have to use a couple of layers to get it this high. So that 5D gel is really good for making designs like this, especially for the shell design. Obviously you can use it for other designs like stripes and curves and swirls and stuff, but I wanted to do a shell nail, especially with doing the cat's eye over the top. I thought it was really cute. So as you can see, I've applied the magnetic cat's eye over the purple, and I'm just having a play with the magnet to see what effects I get. It's also holographic. Now you can see that pink just coming through, and then you see yellow, and oh, there's so many colors in this cat's eye. It's like, what should I do with it? What shall I show? I don't know. This was just so much fun to play with. So I play with the magnet quite a lot until I finally settle on it showing the pink glow. So that's what I decided to show on, but to stick with. But obviously you can do other designs. I do something a little bit different on the little finger, but on this finger again I'm going to just apply the magnetic cat's eye gel, and then I'm going to play with the magnet. I'm going to play quite a lot with the magnet again, because it's fascinating. Look, I'm not going to lie, watching those particles move and shift is just absolutely fascinating to me, and I love watching how it moves and shifts. It's just, oh, I like to play with these magnets. I could watch these magnets being played with, magnetic gel polishes being played with all day. I mean, it's just so fun. You're just like, oh, look at that, oh, that's pretty, and then you're like, oh, let's try this bit. And then the wonder of it is, if you don't cure it, you can still sort of reset it all with the brush from the bottle and try again. And yeah, then eventually I settled on the pink glow again on that nail. And then on the little finger, you'll see I'm going to play with the magnet again, of course, but I am actually going to do a different design on the little finger for once. You know me, I like the velvet look, but I'm going to play with some different type of magnets to see what effect happens. And oh, isn't that beautiful? Look how it just changes so much. And then I grabbed another magnet. I thought, what does this magnet do? And then I wasn't quite happy with that, but you could still get the sort of glow going. So I thought, let me reset it with the brush from the bottle and have a play again. So I grabbed the Born Pretty magnet, and I just, oh, that pink, isn't that pink gorgeous, the way it glows up? So then I decide, you know what, I'm going to do a sort of S-type pattern with the round side of the magnet, because I don't normally do that. So yeah, I'm going to push from the top and then push from the bottom. Well, I say push, I mean I'm holding it above the nail, not touching the nail, above the nail, and it sort of pushes the particles away from it, the magnet. So yeah, I decided on that sort of S-type shape on the little finger, just for something different on that one. And then on the ring finger over the shell pattern, I'm going to use the magnetic gel again as well. I'm trying to keep this a thin layer. Sorry about the camera going in and out of focus, it was losing its mind. I need to redo the settings, I think, because it was struggling to focus in this video. It was driving me nuts. But yeah, I want to make sure I get the whole nail covered in the gel, but I don't want to put too much on. So you can see I really pushed the brush quite firmly down to make sure it got in all the crevices but didn't leave loads and loads of gel there, and then just use the magnet to get the pink glow going on like I did with the other nails. And now that I flash cured those ones, I can just full cure all of them one time, and now it's time to top it off and keep it tough. Oh yes, and as you can see there are some pearls on, like I mentioned. Totally forgot to press record when I was applying them, but as you can see it was nothing fancy. It was just a small cuff around the middle finger, and then just 3 at the cuticle area by the ring finger, and yeah, just stuck them on with that rhinestone glue that you saw in the beginning. And I'm going to top coat the 3 nails first and then do the shell nail afterwards, because I don't want the gel to pool while I'm, you know, doing the shell nail, and I want to be, it just, yeah, it makes sense to me. You don't have to do it that way, it's up to you. So yeah, I'm just going to top coat over that one. But whilst I'm doing that, because we're at the end of the video, I'd like to say thank you ever so much for coming to my channel, watching this video, spending some of your most precious time with me. I appreciate you. Thank you ever so much. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. Join the Frosty fam, it is free. I'd love to have you. It really helps my channel out and grow and get my videos out there. If this video has been enjoyable to you, or you've learned something, or it's helped you in some way or shape or form, please go ahead and click that like button. It really does help my channel, and it takes but a second, and it is free for you to do. Please click it. It's really quite important for my channel, so please, thank you very much. And if you feel like it, you're more than welcome to leave me a comment. I'm happy to talk to you, but this is the end result. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you like this design, and that's all I've got for this time, peeps. So you take care now, and I'll speak to you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Someday soon I'm gonna make it. Yeah, all hard work's gonna be worth it. Ooh,